I mean, I still don't hate this. Hey, we're live right now.
I think we're gonna put it on the side of a skyscraper, something like that.
Yeah, I had a message from a guy this morning who's interested in putting a big building in the financial district, which is going to be real expensive. But that was my first thought too. Like having a building like this, you could basically put whatever you want to put on it, right? I think that's going to be really interesting. Anyway, so welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday. Obviously, Jimmy. We got Seth from Boid here. We stop by Boidland in the uplift, almost every day because they keep freaking adding new stuff, and we have no choice. This is the last little addition that we made. Seth and I went in there. We were playing around, and there's this glorious building size sign now that we can just do as I wanted to get it in there as a proof of concept. We wanted to see if an image that looked like that would actually work, and it did.
Yeah, and it's crazy resolution, so it's actually a good test.
Right, it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Whee!
I think it's like 7,000 pixels high. So
yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Also, I wanted to see if this QR code worked because I haven't tested it.
So that QR code is actually my referral link.
Oh yeah?
Wow,
Yeah.
well played.
Very sneaky. It's not working for me, but that's okay. Try it later. I wonder if it's because the angle's wrong.
Could be.
Try it again.
I did test it before.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna work.
Nope. Anyway, whatever.
It works for me.
We got to talk about.
For those of you that don't know, Seth is this is Seth's video debut on a live broadcast. He's never done one before, so
Really?
Be kind in the comments.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude, you're a badass. So like, I think that just so everyone knows that is a thing that's happening. So yeah, I'm sure by now you know the tradition. Do the thing. Seth, what are you grateful for this morning?
I'm grateful for the block-based team.
Nice. That's pretty awesome, actually. That's funny.
Because we've been developing this game for a while now, and they're really good at what they're doing. Got lots of good ideas, and it's a pleasure. I don't know if you guys know, but I think there's been another huge problem on EOS mainnet.
Oh, is it really?
Just now, because my node crashed, I had to redo.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's funny because I've been thinking about this all day, and I decided this is one of the first times I ever actually pre-planned out my gratitude. And my gratitude this morning is I'm grateful for Boid.
Nailed it.
But both of you front ran me really well. Well done. Chocolates for you. So what's the problem with the mainnet then, Seth? I didn't know about that.
It's this outstanding issue that was shown before with API crashing, like maxing out on the CPU, it seems. So the latest version 2.0.10 was supposed to fix that, but I'm not sure if it fixed it or not. Like I literally just found out about it a few minutes ago. So.
All right.
So no idea, but there's definitely an issue. Yeah, it's never boring. Never.
Right? Never boring.
Yeah, so on a personal note, you actually run quite a few different nodes for different blockchains, right?
Yeah. So I actually run an EOS API, a Europe chain BP, an Instar BP, I run with Boid the Telos mainnet API, standby BP, testnets on Telos API and BP. Then we have some stats for APIs, like for the connection to APIs. And that's for, like we run it with Gary. So Gary is like the main architect of that. So we have stats for EOS and Telos. Like what else? Oh, I run the community site for Boid, documentation site, and I think that's about it. Maybe a few more things, but yeah.
Yeah, I know you do like a ton of stuff in the background. So thanks for joining us. And Boyd's got some really interesting stuff coming up too. Like there's a couple things. So we chatted a bit last night, and there's going to be a tour coming up with Greg of the Wonderland in the Uplift sometime soon, probably.
I think we're doing that on Thursday.
So yeah, definitely. And Corey and I were just chatting, before the show, just flying over it and looking at it. There's some cool stuff, but you don't get near the view of what is on the ground when you're walking through it. So definitely, if you're interested in any image that Boyd's put out, keep tuned to this channel for Greg's Boid Uplift tour this week, I guess. So, and yeah, we got a few things to talk about. So today, I kind of want to start with the. Well, I guess we can start wherever you want to, but there's a couple things that I wanted to cover. The first one was the Scientist series, which is a Boid NFT series. We're going to be releasing that, the second card, in very soon, and also the Boid game. Which would you prefer to start with, Seth?
Well, we can start with the NFTs. So
sure.
We're going to do an auction on Wax this time because last time was on EOS, and it's the second of the science series. The first one was Tesla, and the second one is actually Albert Einstein. They're already prepared and on chain, and we're gonna do an auction on the 8th of March, so that's Monday at 12 o'clock GMT. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna release. There's gonna be 36 Boid tokens, which will allow you to get 5 random Einstein cards. And you've got at the moment there are 20 gold, 40 silver, 60 bronze, and 80 brass cards. And we're going to be doing an auction every 12 hours. So we release first Boid token on, so it's going to run, so we're going to release first Boid token, then after 12 hours there's going to be a second one released, and after 12 hours third one, and so on and so on. And each auction will last 24 hours. So that's the plan. Oh, and also if you win the auction and you get that Boid token, you will be able to get some airdrops in the future for the Boid game.
Yeah, so this one was a little bit. This one's a little bit different from the last auction. The last auction was, for anyone who participated in it, the last auction was on EOS, like you mentioned. And it was also a timed auction whereby you could, there was no cap number like there is this time, right? You could just bid up in a number of different tokens. So it's only Wax at the moment, So this, that's what I wanted to ask. So this auction is only going to be the Wax side of things. There's not going to be any other tokens, just Wax, right?
Just Wax, exactly. Wax. Because the last one was like almost like a mini game, and you had to do a little arbitrage between which tokens would give you more Boid power and things like that.
Right.
Gary was saying, explain what perks.
And of
get
course,
NFTs.
yes, obviously the so the Einstein cards. Let me just pull up. So, for example,
It's funny because I was looking for the Tesla one because the Tesla art's really cool too. If you haven't seen it.
yeah. So when you actually Einstein cards, what they will get you. So they're actually utility cards. So if you have a gold card, you will get 10% max powered stake bonus during the Boid season. Then you have like a silver, which is, oh God, I don't know where my list is. Yeah. So then we have silver, that is 6%. Then we have bronze, that's 4%, and brass, that's 2%. So it's actually a utility card. So it's very useful, just like Tesla had its purpose. Einstein card also has its purpose. And when you win the auction, because you're gonna get few of those cards, you can trade it on the second-hand market if you want to. So yeah.
Do you have a copy of the card, the Einstein or the Tesla card that you can share to see the art? Because the art's actually really cool. Like, and I like the Scientist series a lot because the front is kind of like an animated video, and the back of the.
I just sent you a link. That's the Einstein Gold card.
Okay.
And let me find the Tesla.
Yeah, so Corey has that in the private chat. Then he'll be able to show that, or drop that in the comments. And the back has like a cool little historical, quote on it as well. So they did really cool cards, and there weren't that many that were minted of the Tesla ones, but I actually really liked it. They were really cool, and the artist that they have doing these is just a really good artist. Like they're pretty interesting little cards.
Yeah, she's really good.
Boid have put out, and I highly recommend, even try to pick one of the Tesla ones up, even from the old one, even if you're not a Boid member. Like these are really cool collector's editions, right?
Yeah, I think with Tesla cards is actually no one is selling.
Yeah, no one's selling. I'm not selling mine. Screw that, man. Like
I'm not selling mine either. I'm gonna wait.
But I like it. It's going to be interesting. Like this one's going to be on wax, so that'll be really interesting as well. And it'll be a little bit of a token, a little bit of a divergence. So, like you said, the 8th of March. So there'll probably be some sort of article that goes out a few days prior to that, 2 or 3 days prior to that, to give you all the links and all the details.
Yeah, definitely. So. Definitely, we're going to be sending updates on like Twitter and on Telegram every day. So for each auction.
Yeah, so if you haven't done it yet, follow Boid on Twitter, boid.com. Yeah, and I think that's going to be really interesting. So basically, as Seth said, it's linked to the account, and when Boid season, what are we on now? 6 will be the next one. Season 5 will be the next one.
Yeah, I think season 5.
So when Boid season 5 comes around, then those NFTs will actually give you some benefit towards your mining power or your actions within the actual Boid app, right?
Yeah, so it's max powered stake bonus. So it's the ability to like in short to get more tokens. Let's put it this way. Yeah, so like the Tesla cards were giving you your Boid power bonus, and this is giving you your max powered stake bonus. That increases it, which actually gonna be quite important in the Boid Void game. So the max powered stake bonus is gonna be equal to like the max power that you can get in the game. So it's actually kind of important. It's connected to the game.
So I put a little descriptor in the link below. But when we've had John on before, but I'm not really sure if John covered this, and maybe some people don't know. So before we get into the game, can you explain why Boid? What is Boid? Like, where does the name Boid come from? Where does the symbol come from? Because I think this is kind of important to the game aspect.
Well, the game, I think it's gonna be a little bit different, right, than the original.
No. So yeah, the game will be a little bit different. But what's the idea of the Boid, right? Like not the Boid in the game, but like Boid as a bird.
It's like a flock of birds. The algorithm that runs it. I think that was the original idea, John's idea. But like I haven't been part of the project from the beginning, so I'm not the best person to like ask exactly the origins of the project.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I think what I read today was that it.
Hello.
What's that? What are you doing there?
I'm fucking things up. There we go. No, I just wanted to say Boid was the first DApp that I ever tried, and I've been in love with it ever since. It's such a cool thing, and it's been it's basically like decentralized computing power, right? Like I always think of it as like SETI, but it's been tokenized. And
yeah, I started with SETI. I remember that was years ago.
Right. Yeah, and right now, like you guys are crunching like COVID genetic markers, I think.
Yeah, so it's Open Pandemics project. So it helps to find like new ways to fight viruses, like in short. And we also crunch cancer research. So I think that's like the main. I think for many people, it's like one of the main reasons why they actually join.
Right.
Boeing. Yeah. So especially it was from me. So.
And so yeah, and it's all teams, right? And I guess we've got an Uplift Art team. I'm assuming we're going to carry that through from the old one. So
yeah, we should. And I haven't been mining anywhere near enough. So let's do that and combine it with the Uplift and Chex Notes dominate.
Yeah, I think that we can kill it. So there's the.
You should do, but it's good because if all those people for Uplift World, if they're gonna have to buy better PCs, then those PCs can be used for Boid mining.
Right.
There you go. You have some fun and you help with the research.
Absolutely. Now we just got to build in some buy pressure for the Boid token so that it moons. You guys don't have to do that. You just need to let us at the Uplift do it.
Yes, there is no expectation of profit. So
yeah, officially, blah blah blah. So that's why. Sorry, for real though. For real. But no, for real though. Sorry, I was something in my eye. No, but it's a Greg. It's all about better PC suddenly. Greg, you should be mighty Boid, dude. Like you could probably have some pretty significant power. And then of course you can get some and using the NFTs as power ups too. I mean that I still feel like the lot of us as imaginative and genius as all of us are. And if you like just watching the community cluster channel this morning, where it's like, hey, that centerpiece, what should we do about it? And then we should create a deck, and then we should have an NFT so that somebody could actually be the sheriff for each community. Like, and I watch the ideas just go boo, boo, boo in like 5 seconds because you guys are all freaking crazy, brilliant people in there. And I still feel like as a collective, we're scratching the surface of what NFTs are going to be able to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I what I like about Boid is there's all of. So for those of you who might not know, last season I was the audio interviewer of Boidcast, basically where we talk to team members, and that's how I met a lot of people that we've had on the show the first time, right? Max and Dwayne.
That's how the legend was created, Jimmy.
That's how the legend was created. Yeah. So Max and Dwayne from Crown. So like they've got a team. There's a EOS Nation team. There was an Uplift Nation. There's an Uplift Art team. So all of these teams are going to come through, and so that kind of leads into the game. So It's kind of funny because we were chatting about last night on last night's show. We were chatting about I forget whose community plot it's on, but the Athena temple and the Parthenon that was built. Where was that, Corey? Which project did that?
I'm sorry. What?
The Athena temple and the
Parthenon. Yeah, that's I can't. It's the Discord dudes. Discord plus it's
but that Dr. Yanani and those guys, right?
Yeah, it rolls off the tongue like getting punched by a camel. It's not good. But it's a bunch of Greek dudes who are helping out running the Discord, and so they're building a bunch of Greek architecture, and it's awesome. They keep adding cool stuff like every day.
We should call it Discordia.
Discordia makes more sense because Discord plus is just like ouch. See, this is why we keep you around. This is good stuff.
Discord plus.
So we were chatting about this, and so we were chatting about the Athena article that I wrote, the personification. So, and I wanted to, kind of be involved with like coming up with a nice storyline. So Seth and I and a couple other people, we kind of worked on this storyline, and a lot of the crossover into the uplift world actually will be represented in the mythology. So. I just thought I'd give everyone a brief rundown on how the mythology will work, and then maybe Seth can give you a rundown on the more general aspects of the game. So yeah, basically the game's going to be called the Boid Void, and Boid are the creatures, right, Seth? They're the sentient beings. Now the Boid are actually fourth dimensional beings. Which you might think, well, if they're fourth dimensional beings, how can they possibly be in the uplift, right? And as you all know, and if you don't know, minus 10 points for you because you should do better research. If you go to the uplift community page, you'll know that the uplift is in a land far, far away. A universe far, far away, a galaxy far, far away, according to what I read about the uplift mythology. And it just so happens that where that land is where a tesseract was found, a shattered, broken tesseract. Now, there was a happening in the Boid land with the Boid, and the tesseract, which basically housed their energy cube, was essentially destroyed. But not really destroyed, but destroyed enough to open up a rift in space and time to knock them back to the third dimension. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that, they're used to seeing all of time in one go. They're used to being able to count probabilities, possibilities, an infinite amount, because they can see all of history and they can see all of the future, right? As fourth dimensional beings. But losing that ability, pretty much, screwed them, because now not only can they not see, but they also don't have the ability to utilize a lot of the technology that they built, that they utilized, spaceships, city structures, things like this, become more complicated, if you kind of lose one of your senses. And so essentially what the Boid did, being knocked back into the third dimension, they had a little bit of a mishap because they saw the uplift, the planet, and they tried to land, and they thought that they could do it intuitively, but because the spaceship was essentially plugged in to the fourth dimension, they crashed the ship. So they had to figure out a better way around this. So they were able to come up with this complex mathematical calculation to be able to sync all of their ships together and run these computations to be able to still operate the technology that they were able to, salvage from the fourth dimension. Now, the game, essentially, which I can let Seth take off from now, there's going to be multiple seasons of it, but the first season will essentially be a training exercise, and the Boid's goal actually is to be able to enable themselves to get back, to their home world, or at the very least, back to the fourth dimension. So that's kind of where the story of the game begins. I think that was really rough, so I hope you guys understood that. But if Seth has anything that I missed or that I might not have gotten right, he's always really good at correcting me. So now's your chance, Seth.
That was my chance. Yeah. Right. So yeah. So the game, I would even call it almost like a mini game, is like a training exercise, right? So the teams will be able to lead their units and motherships on a hex field. It's going to be a turn-based game. So each Boid user will be able to control his own ship or be part of a swarm of ships. The captains, so the team captains, will be able to control the swarms, or swarms will be able to be controlled by the actual by voting in the game. So there's not much I can actually say at this point, because the game is being developed, so some things may still change. But the whole point of creating this game is to try to get the community more engaged and work together, for the common goal. So that's like a very, very short version. I don't want to tell too much.
I think what we can say though is it's very similar to the app itself, right? So how the Boid seasons work is you've got these teams of these groups of people, right? And they're kind of in a we almost have to steal Blue's terminology for the last drop. What was it? Collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
He coined it, but essentially that's what Boid's been doing from the beginning, right? So you've got all of these teams that are kind of pooling and competing against one another, to take the top prize. But of course, all of the resources are going towards the calculations that the Boid team and the Boid app is doing. And so I guess that collaboration will be, thank you, Emily, that collaboration will be also found in the game, right? There'll be friendly, teams that will be kind of fighting against one another in kind of a war games kind of thing to start. And like Seth said, there's things that are being developed that can't necessarily be put onto pen and paper. But do we have any ideas of when that game might go live, Seth, at all? Or a general idea?
Soon.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited because I think
you should do. You should just set up an arbitrary deadline and then start building the plane on the way down. It works great
because we don't know anyone who's done
that. Yes, I can see you're gonna lose your hair just like me. So
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's assuming I just don't just over caffeinate myself and just pass out somewhere. I'll just be in the corner everything's fine, everything's good. You know what's one of the best though? I actually had a moment where and this was a few days ago. I think we're on a really good track now. Things are getting done in an awesome way. But I had this moment where are we gonna get this thing done? And so I call him Blue. I'm like, dude, do you think we're gonna get this done? And then Blue's like, of course we're gonna get it done. He's just yeah, of course we will. And I've been riding that high of belief since then. He's really good at that. Just want to throw that out there. So other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show? How's that for a 180? It's a stupid quote. So what else do we have going on? I think I wanted to hop over to I was told I could ride the roller coaster at EOS USA, so I kind of wanted to do that while we were live.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that too, but I think if
we should go to Boid though, right? I mean,
we shouldn't maybe tour it, but we should at the very least we should put a gratitude up on the Boid.
They have one there now.
Yeah, I think
we have.
Hey, do you guys have the coordinates handy?
We also have a new roadmap. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't.
What's for
Boid.
Okay. Yeah, there's so much going on with Boid. That's crazy. Like Boid is kind of like an app at first. So what's new on the road now?
Which is crazy because it's like we have no budget, like zero budget since the beginning.
But you got talent out the wazoo.
Yeah, that's John. That's John.
There's other talents involved as well.
Yeah, that's Gary.
You're
That's the second talent.
you're humble, but you're you do your part. You do more than your part as well. It's a great team. You know, I get to pop in and say hello now and again, but you guys are awesome. Like, you're all really cool.
So we have some Boid DeFi going, coming soon, which is actually going to be some additional incentives for providing the liquidity to DeFi box, to the Boid EOS pair. Just working on that. We're also looking into the bridge between like EOS Telos. There is an existing bridge, but we need to increase the functionality. There's a worker proposal actually on Telos now being voted on. So the idea is that we're gonna support contract actions also between chains. So potentially you should be able to like run some code on one chain and then something happens on the other one. So that's the idea.
Yeah, so Boid is actually utilizing a few different platforms, right? Like it's on the EOS mainnet, but we want to explain the Telos connection?
Yeah, so we're gonna be like, the plan is to actually move a lot of the contracts to Telos, and have part of the stuff running on EOS, part on Telos, and part on Wax, right? Because we're introducing those NFTs on Wax now, so
and the game,
so they will have to work with the Boid app, right?
And the game will be run somewhere else as well, too, right?
Yeah, so the game, that's also crazy because that's like a database on Blockbase, which is connected to Telos and EOS, like at the same time.
Right.
So yeah. So many technologies together. Yeah, so we also have like a few other ideas, like chargeable Boid NFTs. So like one of the issues that we notice is that if someone's got abundance of Boid power, it would be a good idea to actually allow them to like share the power with other people. And one of the ideas is actually to create some chargeable NFTs like batteries that you can trade on the secondhand market. So yeah. What is he writing?
Nice.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I want to put one up too. I'm grateful for my Uplift connections. And a big shout out here to MBlue, but you know, I met Corey kind of via the Uplift. I met Seth and Ricardo, Seth from Boid and Ricardo from Blockbase via the Uplift. You know, and through them met members of their team, which I consider some of my favorite people in space right now. You know, I get a kick out of the Boid team, especially. They're really hilarious. They crack me up constantly whenever I get to talk to them. They're just really interesting, unique, and fun people to be around. John and Gary always crack me up.
But that's how it should be, right? Like all the projects working together, not like
agreed.
You know, I'm only on ETH, I'm only on EOS, I'm only that or that.
Yeah. The blockchains are all eventually just going to be one network, so might as well start acting like it.
Yeah,
so
they're all eventually
these
going to run on EOS. EOSIO.
Don't tell that to Doug Horn. Although, as you said, EOSIO. It looks like you guys are actually like these are all set up so that they're all going to be monuments, right? And presumably like double-sided. You're going to be able to fit a lot in here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
It's
Okay, so
Why?
we can build higher and higher, right? Or lower and lower.
Right. Oh, the whole building. Oh shit, I didn't think of that.
Maybe.
All right. That's crazy pants. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That gives me some feelings. Well, a couple feelings here and there that I have.
So I noticed
Boid.
Gary put in the comments earlier when we were talking about it. I think he said that the tour is Friday, so it'll be on this channel.
Okay.
With
This is a giant book. All right, I didn't realize that till right now. That looks tight.
that might be more than a book, though. I'm not sure.
Go on.
Well, I don't know.
It might be.
You guys are so good at this. And I just want to tell you guys. So like Seth dropped some bombs about what's coming, but I talked to them this morning about some stuff that I am not allowed to tell you about. That is game-changing shit for everything. So stick that in your cup and drink it with your coffee.
Yeah. So we actually have a representation of the game there. Like 3-dimensional hex plots.
Cool spaceships. And small piles of diamond. Say no more. I love this. I was thinking a lot about the oh wow, look at that. I was thinking about a lot about the financial district in the last little while. Talking to your friend Seth. And I mean it's gonna look a little bit like this, scaled up a bunch, but without seeing what you and Gary managed to put together, I don't know that I would have had quite as clear of a vision about what's going to be needed. So what's going on with this? I've never been in here before. Hello, this building. Is this the Church of Bitcoin of Latter-day algorithms?
Man,
it is.
Oh, stamp it, sign it, seal it. That's awesome. Is this the Church of Latter-day algorithms?
We might have to change it to a church now.
That's awesome. Well, you could be a temple, the Temple of Latter-day algorithms. That's awesome. Cool. Boid can build.
Yeah, they're pretty good. All right. So, is there anything else?
Gary says that's actually supposed to be a bank.
Oh well, okay.
Different kind of church, I guess.
Yeah, meet one maximalist, and you'll realize it's not a bank anymore.
Well, it's definitely a church for some people, right?
Right? Yeah. Well,
Banks.
it's not just a bank, because it assuredly is that as well. Is there anything else you want to? Oh, look at this. What does this say? Under construction. That makes sense.
This is actually a space for John.
Okay. Cool.
He's planning to build some stuff.
Nice. So, what's this pile of stuff over here?
No idea, actually.
This is like an old. So there's some. Every once in a while in the world, basically a busted portal gate will spawn. It's weird. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to see here? Can I start flying up towards?
Let's go ride the roller coaster.
Okay, goodbye. And we could talk amongst ourselves because I'm gonna fly there, which is gonna take a while. Maybe I won't actually.
What if you teleport yourself to?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
To the Boid, what's Tesseract?
Oh snap!
Wow, the Tesseract would be a cool idea too. But we could save the Tesseract for the tour too, maybe.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think the tour is going to be like Corey said yesterday. One of the things about the tour, like oftentimes on this show, Corey just flies around and we look at cool shit, but we don't know anything about the cool shit. So one of the things that Greg, I think, has done a really good job on is he actually goes with the teams and he talks about like why they built it, how they built it, things like that, right? So definitely, come and check out the Boid tour, because
So he's gonna be the storyteller then in the future, a proper tour guide.
yeah, Corey knows more about that than me, but that was my assumption. That was my idea. Corey will get back to us after like 2 or 3 runs around the roller coaster. Like,
maybe.
He was really excited about this stuff.
Whoa!
So you're Canadian. Have you ever been to Canada's Wonderland?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely not Canadian.
Yeah,
No.
I was gonna say.
I know you're not.
This is crazy.
This is nuts. This is, I like the reason I ask is this reminds me of the.
Oh, this is a jump. Watch this.
Which is an actual.
I'm so scared right now. Jump! Whoa! That was 2 jumps.
And why don't real roller coasters have jumps? Come on.
I would imagine probably liability cost. But I got to ride one, so
I like
there's a tunnel.
Planet of the Apes accent on the land.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I might have built that.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is just and like on like a much better computer. Oh, look at that puddle.
And it must be really great with the sound effects as well.
Probably, right?
Perfect.
So what about sound? Like, are you going to be able to add sounds to
that is
server?
A good question.
There is sounds with the rail, right?
Whoa!
No, but I mean some custom side, sounds.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that right now. And we're back. So I'm just gonna let it run. Talking about yourselves.
That was 1 lap.
That was 1 lap.
Wow, that's massive.
Yeah, it's non-trivially large. And that's what she said.
That's really cool.
So yeah, look at the jumps.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Here we
I
go.
think Michael needs to make it higher.
I mean, yeah, look, I can imagine there being competitions now to make the cool. Whoa!
It needs to be higher, and it should go below like
really far down.
Blocks can you go down?
Right, innocent
16,
caves. Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm guessing because Minecraft. There's a lot of people that play Minecraft, and as I'm learning, there's a lot of awesome builds in Minecraft just in this world, right? But I'm assuming that somebody's made a roller coaster in some Minecraft game before, right? I mean, maybe this is the best roller coaster. I don't know.
It's not. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's not. But it's the best one in our world for now.
But that's the thing. Can you imagine? Can you imagine when the time comes that the uplift becomes the originator of certain different things that aren't in any other world, which I think might actually happen.
I wonder
crazy amounts of talent here. I think.
I wonder if someone's gonna build the hotel from The Shining.
Oh
From
man!
the what?
From The Shining.
I mean, now that you've said it, somebody probably will.
I hope so. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, they changed the lighting scheme out there. Fancy.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Right? That's really cool. So, yeah. Do you have anything else for us, Seth? That you
know what?
Mention?
Mike's riding it right now.
Really?
He was on it the whole time. That's him.
That's why he's always in the world. He's just riding his own jet coaster.
He just left it there.
That's why mainnet crashed. That's the reason.
That's funny.
Yeah, that you 100% right. Yeah, the mainnet's gone now because he's just riding this jet coaster. He's not doing
exactly.
He broke it.
He's not doing his maintenance anymore.
Get back to work, Mike. Oh, that's awesome.
No, I don't have anything else to share at the moment, at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll definitely be talking more about the NFT drop on the show before it comes out. I'm interested to see how this auction works. So it's going to be a little bit different than the last one, because the last one there was a minimum bid that went up pertaining to, how many people had bid before you. So and there was a multiple token. So it'd be interesting to see the first wax auction. I'm definitely going to be.
It seems that all the most of the NFTs are actually unwaxed. So what can you do?
Well, I have a feeling that the EOS market will get bigger at some point. And Seth, I actually am going to send you an NFT on EOS as an appreciation for your patronage, because you are here in the comments almost every single day. You come and you watch us. And so send me your EOS account after. We have some promo NFTs from Rodrigo, and I can't remember his name because it's just non-memorable. A very memorable guy and super memorable office. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch the EOS Detroit after the BP on a BP that we did. But yeah, there's a page of a comic book that we've been giving out to some of the community members, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to send you one of them. Just because you're amazing and you're awesome and you're always in the comments on this show. You always show up, you always make us smile, you always interact. You were one of our, first, people that always kind of showed up. And yeah, I want to send you one.
Well, I think
one reserved for Bitcoin Blues Brothers as well. But Bitcoin Blues Brothers has had a complication, so there's one sitting aside for him as well. But yeah, we've got 10 that we're going to give away. Some of them we're going to be random, and some of them are going to be chosen to be given away on the show. Thank you for everything that you said.
Thank you, Jimmy. I think with your show, this is what I think everyone in EOS.io community was waiting for, which is some positivity and doing those gratitudes and so on. I think it's very important. It's very important for everyone, and it's definitely going to be very important when we're going to go back to the bear market at some point.
Yeah, what's really fun too is when we go back into the bear market, as far as token price and stuff, the NFT stuff is not going to slow down at all. I firmly believe this. I think that the games, this is where the next bear market is, where the Boid game and the uplift, we're not going to slow down. That's when we start cranking up, right? And that there's enough for us to build and to play with now. And this is why we were talking about going after the Minecraft community in the bear market, because they don't freaking know it's a bear market. They don't give a shit. They have no context for that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I was super stoked to basically focus on what we're focused on now, because obviously all the energy is bouncing around inside of NFT and crypto circles for the bull market. There's 120 million Minecraft players that don't care. Right. And, they're going to come flying in. And I think that's going to be true for a lot of other games as well. Right. We need to, as people in, NFTs and people in blockchain or crypto, we need to be thinking constantly, obviously serving the market and the ecosystem that's already here, really smart. Right. But we need to be constantly figuring out, how do we onboard people that have never seen any of this before and make it seamless and they can never go back. They're going to really love it.
I think it's awesome. This is potential 120 million Boid users.
Yeah, right. That's the thing, right? And and I think that level of cross pollination was kind of always the idea for the community cluster, but I think it's just going to end up being true for the entire uplift, which is fun. Artists and super nerds and wizards and frickin' gamification nerds and just nerds. And for the record, I know you guys know this, but every time I say nerd, I'm basically saying superhuman, awesome person.
So back a little bit to what Seth said, a giant thank you. This is where my gratitude comes in as well, but a giant thank you to you, Corey, and your community, because you guys started this world, and I was thinking about this yesterday actually, because you mentioned it as well, and Seth just mentioned it again, right? This show and Uplift, it's kind of it's like the Fudbusters, really. It's a place that people can come and they can feel good about, whatever they want. It doesn't have to be blockchain centric, right? And it's really uplifting in a way. And I mean, I don't want to use the word because it's bigger than the word. And you can say it if you want, but I don't want to say it because it's way bigger than the word. There's nothing in that, word that starts with K and ends with T that has to do with coincidental, happenings that will work right now at this moment. So, I know the word. I didn't forget. But there is something almost euphoric about how all of us met, how all of these connections came together, how Blue, found, people from Boid, Vigor is involved. I mean, Bonds, Manifest of prospectors. There's just this whole giant community of really positive thinkers when it comes to NFTs, when it comes to helping people. Uplift Art does great things for charity, but Boid does amazing things when it comes to, like research and helping the world. And there's just this kind of surrounding, and all kind of as time goes on, people seem to be drawn towards this cathedral that you built. So yeah, that's my public thank you to you and the people who weren't into crypto that designed this amazing world that blew me away, because now I feel like I thought I was doing good in the uplift until I saw the sheep shearer machine, and then
yeah, and I think like this is, I think Russ had played a little bit before. He's just like that kind of guy, right? He'll like, go into his, workshop and like tinker on stuff in the real world. And so he just started doing it, here as well, right? And of course it's his wife, my cousin Jen, who is the Banksy of the uplift, apparently. I think it might have been Gary that gave her that nickname. But she dropped a couple art pieces in and around the cathedral, and now there's a bidding war to see where her next creation is going to land, which is fun. I posted that in the Telegram channel and up in the comments up here. But I got to run. I'm doing a show with Greg in a little bit. I have no idea what we're doing, but it's probably just all going to be in the uplift.
And there's a EOS.io hackathon starting. The ceremony is in 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah. All right. So if you prefer a hackathon to following a couple of middle-aged dudes through the uplift, then go do that.
You can do both. Just put it on a 5-minute mute timer.
There you go.
But yeah, and yeah, so thank you so much, Seth, for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with Max and Dwayne of Crown DAC. Super excited about that. And yeah, you guys all keep
Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Thanks, Seth.